Before the moon landings were even staged, NASA and the CIA murdered 3 astronauts. This was Apollo 1, where 3 astronauts would be strapped down to a rocket and burned alive without ever even taking liftoff. The commander of that mission was Gus Grissom, a man whose family believes his death wasn't an accident, but a conspiracy. Now, according to his wife, after receiving several death threats, he told her, if there was ever a serious accident to ever happen within the space program, it would likely be me. Now, why was that? Because he was openly criticizing NASA on their ability to put men on the moon. He didn't think it was going to happen. Being frustrated, Gus went to the media to hold an unauthorized press conference. He not only exposed all the failures of the program, but shared his confusion on how NASA could promise reaching the moon in 2 years when he believed it was at least a decade away. And 50 plus years later, and we still haven't been quote unquote back because we never went. Anyways, in that press conference, Grissom hangs up a lemon in front of the rocket to let NASA and all the news cameras see exactly what he thought of the Apollo program. A lemon. Piece of junk. Now guess what happens 5 days later? Gus Grissom, Ed White, and Roger Chaffee are burned alive in their command module. They'd be sent on a completely unnecessary and dangerous test where they'd be strapped down and locked into a 100% oxygen chamber, incinerating them in seconds. Moments before the fire, we have video footage showing Grissom frustrated again, unable to reach launch control through a wired intercom, with one of his last words being,
"Hey, how are we gonna get to the moon? We can't talk between 3 buildings."
And the official reason for the fire, which was concluded just a week after the incident: faulty wiring. Right, these men were burned alive so bad that their suits fused to the cabin floor and it took them an hour and a half to detach them. Now what's interesting is Gus had told his wife he'd seen the CIA on the launch pad for the first time the day before the fire. After his death, CIA raided his home, seized all his personal documents, including a report he planned to give to his senator. Both of Grissom's sons, along with his wife, believe his death was no accident, but an intentional hit by the CIA. So let's recap. Grissom humiliates NASA, calls the rocket a lemon, receives death threats. CIA is seen on the launch pad for the first time the day before the incident. Then the men are burned alive in a sealed oxygen chamber for a test. It becomes obvious this was a cover-up. These men didn't die by trying to reach the moon. They were silenced because they would have exposed it.